Hello everyone, Lord Daimyo here, and let's talk about Candy Flurry manga chapter 17. So, oh my gosh, this chapter may be the best chapter so far of Candy Flurry. Let's just jump into it. So we are outside of Tsumugi's school, where the huge fight went down, and the villainous sweet users got arrested. Amanai is showing up to arrest Tsumugi as well, and EDA is about to fight him. So we come back there. We're outside. People are gathering, and then we see Amato licking a lollipop. Just walking up, and they say, "Hey, you can't go in. It's not for outsiders." And he said, "I'm not an outsider." Just so menacing, so cool. What? He's already here. What's he doing? Okay, so we go back to Amanai and Tsumugi, and they're facing off, and she says, "You really don't think you can beat me, can you?" And Amanai said, "I'm a 3-star agent as well, but there's no way." But right before they're about to fight, finally, your boy shows up. Umino. I've been waiting for him. Like, where has he been? So Umino shows up. It looks like he's fully dressed out in Rosette outfit, and he looks pretty cool. And he says, "Hold up." And Amanai's like, "What did you just say?" And he went, I mean, please forgive me. I meant to say, please hold up, sir." So we're getting that bit of comedy in here, because every chapter needs some comedy, which is great. So even if it's just one little line like we just got there, we need it. It's awesome. It's amazing. So he says, "I know Minase, and she isn't a bad person or anything. I think there's been a misunderstanding." And he said, shouldn't we listen to their side too?" And Amanai's just like, "Nope." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then Amanai says, "The decision to arrest the 4 sweet users is final." But then, like, right in the middle of all of this, just walks up Amato, and it says, "All the Rosette deserve to die." And we're like, what? And then we get a 2-page spread of an aerial view looking down at the school, and we see all the ice cream on the roof, melting. We see all the people gathering around, all the Rosette agents gathering around. And then just up with us in the sky are gigantic lollipops just falling down. And then we go back and we see the coolest panel ever of, in action movies where there's a huge explosion behind them and the person's just walking away, not looking at it. Super cool. This is Amato. So he's just standing there walking towards them while enormous lollipops are just raining down on the school and the town surrounding it. And he unties the other villains, the gum user, the cookie user, and the gummy user. And he says, "Nice work, let's get out of here." But then a bunch of ice cream. And EDA goes to attack him. And Amato just gets a tiny little lollipop and just deflects her ice cream attack. And as he's doing this, Amanai shows up and goes to attack him. But Amato deflects that too. It's just so cool. He's such a villain, but he's so cool. And this is kind of cool because it makes you think all these things that he's doing we haven't seen Tsumugi do. So you would think, since Amato and Tsumugi have basically the same, as far as we know, the exact same power with the lollipop, that she could be able to do these things too. Obviously Tsumugi probably wouldn't want to destroy cities with giant lollipops, but deflecting and doing everything else that she's doing. Plus, it looks like Amato takes a page from Tsumugi's book, where Amato grabs the gum user, and the gum user grabs the other 2 with his gum, and Amato just extends the stick of his lollipop as they fly up in the air. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Tsumugi's done something like this too. So kind of still making me think that they could do basically the same sort of things, which is super exciting. So then the gum user, while they're in the air, says, sorry we couldn't take out one of the 5 Stella Entremont. He said, that's alright, you did well. She won't be able to fight for a while. The 5 Stella Entremonts we targeted are now out of commission. We can take care of the rest of the reset. So what was Amato doing? And we kind of get to see. Because we go to the popcorn user and 3 other members of the villainous team that we saw in the abandoned train. So we see a female. This was the female who I believe was smoking before. Then we see the really cool guy with the jacket up covering his mouth. And then we see the person who's in the very back who had the cane that I thought was a candy cane. And I wasn't even sure if it was male or female, but it does look like a female because this person's wearing a black dress, really cool hat, and has a cane. And we get to see a little bit of their stuff. So they're there. They're saying our leader ordered us to take care of the reset around town. The smoking lady looks like she's attacking them with a stick and a bunch of smoke. So let's break down this panel here real quick. This could be smoke. This could be cotton candy. It could be dust, like pixie stick dust, because that would make sense with that stick that she's got. But who knows? I mean, they've got candy cigarettes, but do you think they would really put that in a kid's book? I mean, they might in Japan, but who knows? So my guess is pixie stick dust, or I've always wanted candy floss or cotton candy on here. So I'm rooting for candy floss. So then in the middle with the woman in the dress, that cane was an umbrella. Unfortunately, not a candy cane. But a candy cane would kind of be too similar to a lollipop, I would guess. So she's got huge bars of chocolate, which doesn't look like how she could be doing a lot, because they're just kind of floating around. But, I mean, defensively, it sounds pretty powerful. And then this guy we see with, like, ribbon around him. So this looks like it could be a taffy. I wouldn't guess a gum, because we already have gum. So yeah, I'd say a taffy, a ribbon taffy. I mean, there's really not any other string sort of thing that I can think of. But let me know what you guys think down below. Okay, so all these reset agents are being defeated. And while they're being defeated, the other villainous users, the gum, the cookie, and the gummy, and Amato are seeing them do this. And he says, without any sweet users around, this is a piece of cake. But the gum user says there's one more, the sweet user with the same lollipop as you. And then we just see, out of the corner of his eye, Tsumugi flying in the air with a lollipop coming down to attack Amato. He looks over, sees her, and says, she looks different from the user in the photograph, which of course had Misaki, because they all thought Misaki was the one. And then Tsumugi slams down, huge explosion, dust clears, the gummy, and cookie user are just on the ground, and Amato is just standing there menacingly. And Tsumugi says he's the one behind the destruction of Tokyo, the other lollipop user. I've finally found you, and we get an amazing square off of Amato and Tsumugi looking at each other. Both surprised. Tsumugi surprised because this is the first time she sees Amato. She's surprised she's finally found him. I mean, I'm kind of surprised we finally found him too. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And Amato's surprised because he thought Misaki was the lollipop user. He's surprised that Tsumugi is there and attacking right now. You know, it's so cool. This chapter was so amazing. We're finally getting the main crux of the story coming head to head. Here's where I'm scared. So, the whole plot of Candy Flurry is Tsumugi trying to find, defeat, and get rid of Amato and clearing her name. We're getting like step one right now. I mean, she's seen Amato and they're confronting each other. So I'm really afraid we're at chapter 17. I'm really afraid that this manga might just be a 30, 40 chapter manga. Because of the rankings that we've been seeing and everything else, all the talk everyone's been saying about. And I mean, I've been perpetuating the talk too, because I'm just talking what everyone else is about Candy Flurry possibly getting axed soon or canceled soon. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that's not the case at all. And I'm hoping this isn't just a case of them seeing each other fighting, winning, and like the manga ends in 30 chapters. I'm hoping this is a case of, just like with My Hero, I'm always bringing this back to My Hero. I'm hoping this is a case with My Hero Academia, where Deku saw Shigaraki on the attack at UA, and they kind of faced off a bit there at the beginning, and they've had encounters with each other throughout. I mean, even recently, spoiler alert, Deku has a huge all-out fight with Shigaraki, and they still get away, and we still have yet to completely have them fight and finish it off. In One Piece, we had Luffy meeting Blackbeard early on, and then we see him again in, spoiler alert, Impel Down, where Luffy and Blackbeard sort of fight. I mean, I think in manga, we see the hero and the villain see each other and meet up several times, possibly square off several times, before we get the final conflict. And I'm really, really hoping that that is what this is right now. Another from the other villainous users, because we got the gummy and the cookie user so suddenly. We just now saw the chocolate, possibly candy floss, and possibly taffy user. So we've seen every villainous user so far. So I would think if they were going to perpetuate it more, where they're defeating some of the villainous users, that we might not see their powers to get that reveal. But I mean, we haven't gotten any of their names either, so that might just be as much. I'm not sure. Honestly, I could see this going either way. I could see it going, it's ending in 10 chapters, or I'm seeing it as it's setting everything up. We're getting introduced to everyone, with then we are slowly eliminating all the villainous users, finally getting to Amato and capturing him. So, I mean, we just got to see Umino again, which I've been wanting to see him. So, I don't know, and maybe the mangaka is doing this on purpose to say, hey, if we're getting axed soon, then we can at least give it a decent ending now. So, kind of like what they did with Ghost Rider, sort of. Okay. This was a super exciting chapter, though. I'm really super excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about anything about the state of Candy Flurry, or what happened in the chapter, or how cool Amato is. Anything at all, let me know. Also, if you want, I just received the first manga volume of Candy Flurry in the post a couple days ago, and I have a video of me unboxing and showing it off. You can see that right up here. I'll put it in the top. But thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter if you want. I follow everyone back. Link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic day.